Hey everybody, welcome back to XG Wolverine's Place. I am James, and listen, the day came. I can't even believe it. I'm excited. Happened yesterday. I already had to take a sneaky peek, and of course, it is what it is when you do that. So let me just shut my yap up and let's get on up in here and see what's going on with the new addition to the Kenworth T680. Alright. As you can see right here, we still got old soccer mom number one. We're gonna go to a truck dealer. We're gonna take a look and see what Kenworth's got to offer. So we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go buy online, and then alrighty. So as you can see, you get all the different trucks. Now here's what makes it fun. So you got this one here, which is the base game truck. It's the 2014 T680. And then you got this one here, which is the 100th anniversary T680. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, I did some looking. The 100th anniversary chassis, truck, the whole 9 yards, you can actually now buy the 100-year anniversary truck, and you can customize it full tilt, right? The same way as the one we're fixing to show you. For me and my fleet, I have not done any changes to that truck. I will not do any changes to that truck. It's the 100-year anniversary truck. It stays the way it came because you were limited in your options with this truck. You were limited in paint jobs. You were limited in the only real customization you had for this truck was the wheels. That was it. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I don't mind. I'm not mad about it. But the one we're all here for is this one right here, the Kenworth T680 76-inch sleeper. This is the one we're going to customize. Well, we're not going to customize it. But as you can see, it comes with a chromed out grille. I mean, it's got the same paint job as our current 100-year anniversary truck. Now, some of the updates they've made to it, obviously, you get the choice of chassis, which if you change anything, it changes the truck. Then, of course, you get these two selections right here. It is what it is. I looked at the difference in these two rear ends, and the only difference that I've seen is price. So it was kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it's because of who knows. It does give you a little bit longer of a chassis to play with, which is actually a good thing. Of course, it comes equipped with the PACCAR MX. Well, we bypassed that. We went with the 605 Cummins. More power and all. Honestly, it'd be neat if it had a 625 like the W900s, but hey, I ain't gonna complain about it. Transmission, we equipped ours with the 18-speed Eaton Fuller. That's the one we equipped with. Now keep in mind, I'm just showing you these things. Obviously, if you want to get a deeper dive into it as far as individualizing and looking at smaller motors, smaller transmissions, and everything like that, you're welcome to it on your own. I'm just giving you the highlights of what we did to ours. This one here was different. I went with the Signature Edition single bunk. So the double bunk looks like this. You look around, and you can see the bunk up there folded up. The single bunk, if you remove the double bunk, it still leaves the hook hole for the top bunk, but you don't have that top bunk in there, which to me it's a game first and foremost. So I'd rather have something cool to look at. Second of all, I would just rather not have that top bunk. If I was specking out my own semi in the real world, I do not need the double bunk. The bunk that comes in the truck is plenty big enough. Now, these right here were the original paint jobs for the 100-year anniversary truck, and it stopped at the metallics. Everything else is all what we're used to. So you get the driving academy because we completed that. And then you get all these other different paint jobs and stuff, which the retro ride actually looks pretty cool. We're not going with that, obviously. We got our own custom paint job that we figured out, but at least for now. But we're just looking, showing you guys what's what. Sky's the limit. That's pretty cool. Space shuttle. Rawr. I'm a space shuttle. Dragon ride. That's pretty cool. So yeah. Seminole. Oh, that's now. See, that is actually something I didn't catch when I was specking out and building out my truck earlier and whatnot. I did not catch that there was this paint job. That's actually kind of fitting that they have this paint job for this specific truck. So, yeah. We've got a couple of different shades. So let's check this out. Let's go to there. Let's see. Ah, so it was that. So in reality, you can just do this. All right, make those lines white. Then you can make that gold. Hey, why not? That's actually kind of neat. I mean, it kind of is what it is on both fronts. I don't see it being a huge issue. I wish, and I know it's a part of the fairing because in real life, this part right here is rubber. It's a black rubber to be specific. So, I do know that that's not changeable, which is kind of like whatever, I can deal with that. But I do like the idea of this being a paint job for this truck. This is really cool. And like I said, I wish I had caught it sooner because that's actually kind of neat. You could do a lot with this. I mean, you could make, let's go over here. Let's see. You could make both of those red and whatnot. Let's see. There we go. Oh, now see, you could even leave that little gold trim alone because I didn't click the gold. Or you could flip it, make that red, and then make that black. I mean, either way, it's still pretty stout. I still, man, I think we might have found the paint job we like. We're definitely probably gonna have to build out a trailer for this. Yeah. I do like it. As you can see, though, it does have the chrome on it. Yeah. That's a nice looking truck. And then, of course, this one here. This one caught my attention when I was speccing mine. This one's actually kind of nice, too. You can change that out to black. And that actually looks cool. Or you could flip it to where that's red. And then black on black. I mean, either way, that's still a good looking setup. It does not matter. I like that one. That one is nice. The reds and blacks get my attention really, really quickly, and I'm doglegging into the paint jobs. Oh well. So yeah. Anyhow, but you can see it's got the it does have mirrors. The grill's chrome. I mean, everything is the way it is. These here are your standard mirrors, and we'll get into that a little bit more. I mean, you can actually replace this right here. It's an aero piece, but it's painted. Now, you can have those, but then you run into a conflict. If you want to put, you got no sunshade, but then if you put this one up, it sits there and asks you, are you sure you want to do this? Because it conflicts with the aero package that's right here on the A-pillars. So you got to keep that in mind. You're going to lose those two pieces if you put this up. Now, in the real world, I'm pretty sure that somebody can figure out how to make that work together. But it's a game, so it's probably it's probably because of the proximities of the parts, would be my guess, as to why it doesn't work out that way. So then you've got right here on your mirror selections. Now this is where it's fun. You could have paint, so it'll match your paint job. You could have chrome, which you know what we do. We roll chrome. Or you could have the digital mirrors. So you still got the small mirrors like an automobile, but you've got the big digital mirrors on the inside. So yeah, personally, I went with these just because I'm a little bit more of a purist, and I do like the look of these mirrors versus the high techie mirrors. This right here, you can get the onyx or chrome. The onyx is what the 100-year anniversary T6 had. Same premise with the grill. You can have the chrome or you can have the onyx. Let's see, your bumpers. You can have a series of bumpers. You can have standard, aero, painted aero, low chrome, low aero, and then, you know, of course, this right here says it's going to conflict, which is fine. It's whatever, you know, it is what it is. But that's the bumper I believe that we ran with. Yeah, that's the bumper we ran with. Low chrome aero. And then, of course, you got a banner. Let's see how the banner looks. See how they rendered that. That actually, okay, see, now that banner actually looks kind of stout. I like that. It actually looks like it fits proper. The bull bar, there's only one style of bull bar for this truck, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I do like it. We did put it on our truck, so there's that. We do have all the extra trim that, you know, you can put on here. I'm not going to spec the whole truck all the way out. I'm just showing you some of the chromey stuff that they've allowed and some of the stuff that, you know, you can actually change now. So right here, you've got the modern look, or you've got this, and it doesn't, the changes are super subtle, right? Like the changes to this are very, very subtle as far as what they make the skirts look like. So, I mean, you don't have to worry so much about that. I mean, if you've got the money, put the most expensive one on there, call it a day. The one thing I will say is when you do this for your wheels, it doesn't fall, ironically, it does not fall under the wheels category. So you've got this one here, the Kenworth Black. All right, that's fine, but you can actually change it. All right, well, when we change it, if you look, it's still black. And you're like, but why? And it's because of this. It falls under an aero cover. So you can have this one, or you can have the black one. Now, as y'all know, it don't work for me, brother. And that's what we use. We use Supernova for the chromey chrome. For all the shine. Now, the fun part is I could go with the Supernova paint, and I could paint it whatever color I want. Which, with the amount of black on the truck, if I was going to build and spec this one, I would paint those red if I wanted to go that route. But just showing you that. A thing I do like is you can change the color of your mud flaps. You can go from white with red to black with white. But if you're going, well, James, you changed and got rid of that wheel cover and put on your traditional stuff that you like. What about the rest of this garbage in here? That's trash. Yes, it is. I agree with you 100%. So what you do is click right here. And you have the option for LED or LED arrow. Now, the thing is, you have on some trucks, and I'll show you on the Freightliner Cascadia that we have, you do have the option for flow below paint. So it's no longer just a black plastic. You can actually have it painted to match the truck. So it looks like it kind of blends and it makes sense. I'm for that. Granted, we don't drive the Freightliner that much, but I'll show it to you real quick before we get started in here with this one. And right here, that's what I ran with. It's traditional, it's simple, it works, and it just looks good. When you see it on the current truck, you'll love it. You'll be like, yep, that makes sense. I like it. Because I love the skirt design on this truck. I love the fact that we now have more paint jobs to play with. And I also love the fact that we can put some chrome on it. Because while red and black are my favorite colors, the fact that I had to have either an all red or an all black tractor was like, meh, not a fan. So now that I know that I can actually put that paint job on, I probably will put it on the 100-year anniversary edition, just because it's a retro style paint job, and we will run with the red and black paint job on that truck specifically. So we just got to find a paint job for the trailer to match it. So, but I don't plan on running it that much either, because I would have to change so much to make it, and I'd just rather not. So anyhow, of course, this truck will accommodate beacons, which they mount up right there. I don't see that that's a bad mounting spot for them. I think that's cool. I honestly would almost prefer them be up a bit higher, because it would make more sense. Then you got this right here, which is basically it's a part of your aero package. So if you remove this and this and this, all that comes off and everything goes to just being poof right at the back of the cab. So but yeah, these right here, these do make some sense to have, because they do complete the air transition from tractor to trailer. I mean, I've seen this in real life, so I've seen the T680s and how they're hooked up to their trailers, and a lot of it has to do with in the game here. Our fifth wheel is right here, kind of right between, maybe a hair forward of dead center between the two axles. You actually have play. For those of you who aren't truck drivers, you actually do have play in the real world. You can slide your fifth wheel pretty much up to here or pretty much back to here, and you do get that much real estate to play with. Most drivers, they might slide it back just a hair, or they might slide it forward a hair. It just depends on their drive style. I know some drivers will slide it forward just a couple holes, mainly because it allows them to turn tighter. And sometimes you need that. So yeah. Of course, the interiors are what they are. Now the interiors I found to be kind of interesting, because they've changed some stuff in how you do it, right? So here you get your normal wheel selector. You can select whatever wheel you want. Obviously, we roll with we run with the Colts, because that's just what we like. But here's where it gets interesting. Okay, so on the seat here, you got this dot down here. You can put whatever. Just we'll put an expense report, because your man always about spending money. So let's put an expense report. But then you have this dot here that says seats. Now, that's a new dot, because normally this would have been lumped into the interior. So what they've done is they've given you greater customization across the board as far as you can control what your sleeper looks like. Notice it's got the 100-year anniversary logo in it. Even though this isn't a 100-year anniversary truck, it's still got the logo there. And the only reason I went with that is because it's red and black, and well, let's be fair, red and black's my colors. So to find them, let's go right here. To match the seats to the rest of the interior, bam, red and black. So that was, I found that kind of interesting that you could a la carte it. You know, you've got this one here, the Ultra, and then you've got the Ultra Viva Black, which is basically the same seat that we just had in it with all black, because this is what comes in it. And then you got this right here, the 100-year anniversary stuff. Leather tan Pegasus, which, I mean, technically, if I went with a tan setup in the bunk, you know, that would work. And then you've got the Madrona, which is that brown again. The brown trim here is different than here. I mean, this, like, the center of the seat is the brown, and then this the outer edges that are highlighted. Duracloth tan, and it's whatever. So yeah, I mean, you've got all these different colors, and then of course, you know, you got a vinyl black, which is pretty much what a lot of fleet trucks are going to run and everything. Duracloth vinyl midnight, yeah, who cares? So we're going to go with the 100-year anniversary seating because it's mostly black, but I do like that little bit of red in the headrest, so that's the one I'm going with. I mean, technically, I could leave it with the tan, and it would still match my wheel, which is kind of nice. But again, of course, you got all these other buttons here. You can do your own thing as far as your mess goes there. I mean, you can put a GPS, you can put your cell phone, you can put a portable navigator, you know, whatever you want to put. You know, we'll put our cell phone there, or we'll put our GPS there. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever you like is what you can put. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, you can put stuff on the beds, you can hang stuff on the walls. Obviously, this dot right here, you can see that it's for the side panels. So, I mean, you know, if you change it, then that's what it looks like from the inside. You lose the window, but the windows are cool. So, but yeah. But that's basically it as far as the T680 of what it looks like and, you know, the new features they've added to it for the most part. I mean, I'm fairly pleased with it. Before we ship off and I show you what the newest truck in the fleet's going to look like, I'm going to back out of that, and I'm going to back out of that, and then I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Truck Manager. Like I said, we've already bought one. We've already fully spec'd it. It is ready to go. So we're going to go to the Freightliner Cascadia. Now, this isn't to be confused with the Cascadia 2019. There is two different versions. But this one right here will hit upgrade because it allows me to see things. I haven't fiddled with this one in so long, but you can see right here where it's painted. Now, if we go here, kick it around to the back, let's see, mud flaps. So you can do flow below paint, flow below, Aero X, and standard. Meaning, if I wanted to, they've actually given me the ability to ditch all that flow below crap, all that aerodynamic mess, and I can just run with straight mud flaps. So, you know, it's kind of one of those that's really the biggest change I've seen. I haven't really seen any other changes as far as, you know, what else they've added to this truck. But again, if you go back to the interior, see right here, you have all these different color options. So we've got a silver interior on this truck. But now, let's see, you can go saddle tan, midnight black. And then you got slate gray classic, but then you got this one here, which to me, the slate gray classic, between this one, slate gray, and then the classic, I do not see that much of a difference, if anything. I mean, if there's a difference, it's very minute. So this one here, they did change it a little bit, but it's, I don't think you're going to be able to a la carte the truck. I mean, obviously you can put whatever wheel. So you can put that one in there. I don't know who would like that wheel. I don't like that wheel. I just clicked it. Let's go with that. I don't like that one either. So you've got right here, but see, when you look, you don't have a button for the seats. You got this button here, so you can put, expense reports. And then you've got this back here. Now, I know there's some of you who are going to be asking, well, where's the bed? The bed's probably right here, if I had to guess, because they've got it set up in a configuration to where it looks like, an eating area. So yeah, but that's really the biggest thing they did with this. I do want to look at one more thing real fast. Let's go to truck dealers. Let's go to the Freightliners. Buy online. Because I did see one when I was looking the other day myself. I wanted to see what the deal was. So we've got the 2019, and then we got this one here. And then you've got, okay, now I see what I'm missing here. It would have been handy if they'd have painted the other truck a different color, but whatever. So yeah, this is the big one. We've already got this same truck, so I'll just show you from stock. If you look at it, this is what you're looking at. So it's got this interior in it. You can go with a black. I mean, it's the same truck, and there's no real customization to it as far as changing out and making your seats different than, the other. I mean, it does have all the other stuff that the previous truck had. You can go with the flow below color, so it matches up. I wonder, did they do, let's see. So you got Aero X, and then you've got Aero, and you got Aero. So they do have them, but what's surprising is if you buy the discs to cover your wheels, you can't, they don't have a paint option for those on the Freightliner. Obviously, they don't have one for the Kenworth. We've already seen that. But yeah, so yeah, that's what the Freightliner update looks like. I mean, they did tweak a couple of little things, but it's not like, super crazy. You get the Aero X package on it. You get beacons. You get handles and whatnot. I mean, so that's kind of where it's at. It's not a whole lot of bells and whistles for this one. They did make updates to it, but I think they just gave you the ability to add a few extra things. You got the front bumper, so you can either go standard or paint. You don't even get a chrome option for this one. You can put an air dam on it. Aero X paint. So yeah, you can actually make the front of the bumper a little bit bigger. Yeah. So you can make that actually look a little bit different. But yeah, they added a few little tweaks to the Freightliner, just not as many. That's why I devoted more time to the T680. Now, because I've already showed you the little tweaks they made, let's transition and jump in to our new state-of-the-art Kenworth T680. We are currently sitting in St. Louis, Missouri, because that's where the garage is at. I don't know. We're gonna see how she sounds first and foremost. Gotta hear how it sounds. All right. So first things first, we gotta make some. All right, let's throw that up. Definitely need to do that. Let's see. Where is he? It's F7. All right. Adjustments. Adjust seats. All right. Do. Ooh. Oh. All right. All right, I like that. That looks good. I do like that. And them gauges. All right. Now, so we can change our field of view. Slide it all the way back. Or we can roll it forward just a hair. Yeah, we might need to drop that down just a tick. Actually, I think I'm gonna like it like that. All right. Tilt. All right, let's. All right, I'm gonna like that. Pan. Okay. And then. There we go. I like that. Okay. There we go. I think that'll do right there. All right. So we had to sit there and do this. Oh, wow. Oh, no kidding. All right, let's take a step outside the truck. Because we already see what we're looking like on the inside. And that's what she looks like. Zero mods to get that horn. Zero. Oh man, she's pretty. All right, let's turn our headlights on. All right, there's one, there's two. Right. Ooh, Betsy. Almost had a problem. So yeah, we definitely hooked it up as far as our colors were concerned. Got the old 6-gun sheriff on the side. I mean, she's a good-looking rig. I did not realize this when I put it on, but that headache rack looks awfully small compared to what it looks like on the old school T6. So yeah, I love how that paint just disappears almost in the shadows. But yes, there she sits. All right. I like that. I like it. Yes, sir. Now, let's hook her up to the trailer to see how the trailer looks. Nope, wrong one. Here we go. Trailer manager. We had to make a change too to our trailer. The trailer that we were using for the Explorer Missouri event, that trailer, for whatever reason, I tried it. I did exactly what it said to do, and it didn't work. So I had to end up making that trailer a trip axle instead. So yeah, and the trailer's been attached. Sweet. So man, there she sits. Brand new and improved. I love the look. I do. I love the look of this thing. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous. Yes. And so you can see why I like this. Now that drop axle raises back up. So yeah, but there she is. This is the rig we will be using for exploring Iowa when it drops next Thursday, July 10th. I hope you all join in for that. I'm looking forward to taking this truck out on our maiden voyage. I'm excited for it. Big ups to SCS for giving us this. I've been wanting this since they released the silly thing. So yeah, I'm very, very much happy. I don't know if it is conveyed, but yes, I am excited. I am very happy for this. We have a little bit of a tour to take on the inside. Normally I don't do extra stuff to my trucks, but I figured, why not? So up in the dash, I've got a Goodyear hat. I've got a chainsaw hanging from the center of the dash. The chainsaw was actually an award for, I think it was Oregon. So yeah. And then there we've got a vent cover thing. And then I've got a couple tumblers. One of them is a Kenworth tumbler. The other one is an American truck tumbler. Got the old laptop in the floor down there. I got a fire extinguisher, I believe that is, under the passenger seat. You never know, because of all the crashes, bashes, and smashes. Figured we should have one in this truck. Got a notebook on the table there. Got a bag in the floor. Got a pillow over there. And I got a bag on the bunk. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did to this one here. I didn't add anything else, especially like in the corner of where that left pistol's pointing at. I didn't add nothing there, mainly because at the end of the day, I got the GPS right here. And then whenever I crank the truck up, I can just turn my head slightly and I got a GPS there. So yeah, I mean, there's no sense in having 3 GPSs on the screen. I mean, come on. 3 GPSs and 1 bossy britches. I don't think we need all that. But anyhow, I digress. So that's what the inside of this one here looks like. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm ecstatic. This is my new toy. Very much happy, ready to play, ready to run. I might do a trip, but I think for the most part, I think we're going to be working on some driving academy stuff coming up. I know that dropped as well, so we're going to be trying out the new scenarios. We got 4 more chapters for that to play with, so we'll get 4 more videos out of that. Anyhow, I hope you all have enjoyed this. I hope you love the look of this truck, because she is beautiful. We're going to get plenty of driving under our belt when we get to Iowa. Most definitely. I don't know how much we're going to use this trailer. We might switch over to our step deck and or low boys, because there's also some new equipment to haul in the heavy haul stuff. So we might even end up doing some of the special transport stuff. You know, I'll see if we can find some of that, and we'll just go from there, because special transports are fun. So we might do a few of those as a video. We'll just see. I'm almost certain this old girl can handle it. If not, I'm almost certain she can handle it. But for those, we might end up using the old W900 for that, because we got a triple axle W900 to play with. So hope you all have enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful. I hope it's been informed. I thank you guys for watching. Again, I am James. Don't forget, while you're here, hit that subscribe button. You know, I mean, if you've lasted this long, you might as well subscribe to the channel. We always doing some fun stuff around here. As far as comment. Tell me what you think. I almost can guarantee you there's going to be some people that say they need to do something with Peterbilt. I don't know if they will or not. I don't know if they are or not. I do know that there's been rumor and scuttlebutt that they're doing something else with Mac. Could be that they're bringing in the new Mac Anthem that was released in the real world, along with the Mac Pinnacle. And there is a new Mac Pinnacle that was also done up. So it wouldn't be much of a stretch for them to put an updated Mac Pinnacle in. I know the Peterbilt fans would love to see an updated version of the 579 and the 389. Hopefully we get those. If we do, we'll do breakdowns on them. If we get another Mac or whatever, we'll do a breakdown on it too. I would have done more of a deep dive into the Freightliner, but they didn't do as much for the Freightliner as they did for the T680. They really didn't. So for me, I'm happy with it. So go ahead, drop your comments down there. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Are you excited for Iowa? Have you tried out the new portions of the Driving Academy yet? Hit me up with all these things. Also, you know, hit a like on this deal. You know, just drop me a like for engagement purposes and all. Even if you just throw an emoji at me, like, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down, you know, whatever. Let's just get some engagement going. I thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.